and recognize the ranking member from Texas, Mr. Weber.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Gay, I was looking a little bit of your bio. You started a company called Green Star?
Yes, it did. It's basically a foundation.
Sure. And it says in 90 you were the president and chief operating officer of Siemens Solar Industries?
Yes, sir.
And you were, now of course if you read it on Facebook or Wikipedia, you know it's true, right? So it said, you're not going to answer that. So it said you were responsible for increasing the sales in 110 countries.
That's correct.
And they're thin, and Siemens thin solar film. Were you successful at that?
I believe that we expanded the business and grew the company. We're able to add manufacturing capacity in both California and the state of Washington.
So would you say the research done by the Department of Energy actually helped move that forward a little bit?
Yes, it did. We were actually a recipient of funding for some of our R&D work at Arco Solar and Siemens Solar, the successor company.
And then in 97, you were on the board, and I'm trying to read very quickly here, appointed to the board of the U.S. Department of Energy's National Renewable Energy Laboratory, NREL?
I was director, sir.
Director, okay. Were you do you feel like you all had some success there?
I feel like we did. It was a daunting time because I arrived shortly after the November '94 election, and our budget had been cut by 1/3, which would have meant the need to lay off, if I did it proportionately, almost 400 employees. But by streamlining our processes, our business practices, I kept the layoff down to about 40 people.
So it can be done with less employees. And refresh my memory, who was the president back then?
This took place, I don't recall actually.
It was Bill Clinton.
Clinton.
Just as by way of reminder. Well, it's good to hear that, those agencies can be run, even with less people. Are you aware that EERE received more applications to the revised Assist FOA than the original 129 versus 92?
Yes, I'd like to clarify the scope here.
I'm glad you are, because that's my next question.
The two FOAs, the original FOA included a process called submission of a concept paper. There were 322 concept papers that were submitted, and of those 322, 67 of them were recommended for full proposals. We actually received 92 full proposals, which is the 92 referenced in the original FOA. In the second issuance of the FOA, there was no concept paper process. There was a notice of intent, which had about 225 responses. And of those people who responded to the notice of intent, we received something on the order of 120 proposals. So we actually received more proposals, but it was a different process sequence.
Okay, thank you. You also say that if potential grantees do not think EERE is a reliable partner or doubt that the competitive process is fair, they are less likely to engage with DOE in the future. Did you experience that back in 97?
Repeat the first part, if you would.
You say that if potential grantees do not think that EERE is a reliable partner or doubt that the competitive process is fair, they are less likely to engage with DOE in the future. Back in 97, you became the chairman of NREL. Did you experience that then?
No, sir, I did not.
No? Is there any proof that this revised FOA gave awards in an unfair process or an unfair manner?
No, sir.
None that you know of?
No.
Okay. Are you aware of any researchers, any institutions, or anyone that now refuses to seek DOE grants because they think EERE is, in your opinion, unreliable?
No, sir. I don't believe that I used the word unreliable in my own written or oral testimony.
No? What word did you use? Refresh my memory. I was trying to read quickly on two fronts.
I didn't reference the projected behavior of somebody else at all.
Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead. I'm out of time. I've got other questions, so I'll yield back. Thank you.
Thank you. And the chair will now recognize the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Byer.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Thank you all for being with us today. As Mr. Reardon knows, I